the 13th, 2024 to come to mind, the attempted assassination of President Trump, where the shooter used a drone in advance of the event to surveil the location of this program and or this rally, and in a place that was supposed to be among the most protected in America, where temporary flight restrictions were in place. The Secret Service apparently didn't have adequate anti-drone technology or the know-how to actually stop these drones. So to me, that just demonstrates that nowhere is safe. And Mr. Dixon, you made that point several times. I want to ask Captain Wilson. Captain Wilson, thank you for your service to our state over many years. Obviously, this is a big challenge at the Texas-Mexico border. And of course, the Department of Public Safety, you're a Texas Ranger, former DPS officer. DPS has had a lot of experience dealing with border security matters for over many years. But can you give us a sense of the volume or the number of drone encounters that are seen at the border these days? Is this an occasional occurrence? Is it a daily occurrence? Is it an hourly occurrence? How frequent are the drone incursions?
Thank you, Senator. It depends on the location.
Right.
And in a 12-month period, there were a little over 1,200 drone incursions across the border that we detected on our sensors.
That you knew of?
That we knew of, and that's an important point to make note of, is that we knew of, and it's just our sensors, we're not combining all of U.S. Border Patrol, DEA, or anybody else's sensors where we can have a common operating picture of what's going on down there on the border.
Would that be helpful?
It would absolutely be helpful. El Paso, UTEP has a system out there that is very robust and very layered, and it will actually scare you if you look at what flights are crossing the border.
It strikes me as bizarre that after all these years, with all the attention being given to the border, both in the failures of the previous administration's policies to deal with border security matters, and then now that we still lack the capability to just know what all is coming across the borders. And I think that's a matter of urgent need for the Congress to address. This is, after all, an international border, and it's fundamentally the federal government's responsibility. I understand the state of Texas, under Governor Abbott, had to step up in the absence of federal government law enforcement to try to fill the gap, but it's still a huge challenge. Every time I have been to the border, and I've been there many times and welcomed many of my colleagues down there so they could learn, and as I have, from the people who are on the ground there, I've always been told by Border Patrol that border security is really a combination of three things. It's infrastructure, it's boots on the ground, and it's technology. But I take it from your testimony that the technology still isn't capable of filling this particular gap.
Yes, sir.
And if you go along the Rio Grande River, if you ride in one of the river boats that the Department of Homeland Security has or the DPS has, you'll see a number of scouts by the cartels and the coyotes directing the movement of immigrants across the border where they see an opening or an opportunity. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And so these drones provide an enhanced ability to defeat the efforts by the federal, state, and local law enforcement to secure the border.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk briefly about the scourge of fentanyl. Fentanyl has taken tens of thousands of lives in America. It showed up in every community throughout the country. And the unfortunate characteristic of fentanyl is it's easy to make from chemical precursors, and it's relatively compact and easy to transport. But do drones currently transport fentanyl across the border?
I'm not personally aware of any, but I'm sure there are. And I know that there's been those instances where drugs and other things have been flown across.
These drones are capable of carrying a significant payload, right?
Yes, sir.
Of whatever is put on the drone. And to your knowledge, are the transportation of the fentanyl across the border confined to the ports of entry, or do they also include the space between the ports of entry?
And we're past time, but I'll let you finish that question.
Between the ports of entry, yes, sir.
And not between?
No,
say,
between the ports,
including
between the ports of
okay,
entry.
thank
yes.
you.
Thank you, Senator
Well,
Cornyn.
there's this strange myth out there that the movement of drugs is just across the ports of entry and not between the ports of entry, but that's not your experience, is it?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Kennedy?
The